So what's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Not made a video for a while. Been a little bit poorly, and yeah, just things have just been really busy. Just weather changing as well here in the UK hasn't been great. But just wanted to make a quick video on this one. This one's about so I've noticed in the last, I'd say about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe even longer. I've seen a lot of young people. Moving abroad, and moving abroad in the sense that a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, young people, are going to places like Asia, so like Thailand, Bangkok. um I think seen a few videos on YouTube about young people going to places like Vietnam, as well. And what they're doing essentially is they're going they're with remote roles, or they've picked up remote roles, and they're living in these condos where they're probably only paying about, what is it, about 300, uh maybe 300 up to about, maybe like, I think maybe about 1,000. I mean, don't quote me on this because I've seen so many different videos. And yeah, I think it's been really interesting because first of all, it's good to see, because if you see what's happening, particularly in the West. Obviously, I'm primarily from the UK. What's happening a lot in the UK now is that, taxes are going up. Just now, we've just heard from Rachel Reeves, or Rachel from accounts, saying that they're going to have to put, they're looking at putting up the income tax. And for a long time, it's been already quite hard for young people to get on the property ladder. So if you're coming out of universities, or even if you're just a young people, it's been difficult for a long time in the UK to get on the property ladder. And now I just want to say, like, seeing a lot of young people do that. Obviously, it's not, you know any direct impact on me, but I think it's just really refreshing to see young people doing that, because it's just like, for a long time their hands have been tied, and they feel like they haven't had any options. Growing up, because you look at the job market is crazy now. People are obviously blaming a lot of things. I mean, in the UK, a lot of the immigration rhetoric is really, really bad. You're getting so many people that are migrants or immigrants being pulled into the same pool, and it's just utterly ridiculous. And it shows just how bad things in the UK are becoming now. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit raspy, because I've just had this cold for a while and it's been really hard to shake. So yeah, so I think what's been really, I guess, refreshing to see is that young people are realizing that, the world has changed so much, and changed mainly after COVID. And people have realized that, we don't have to subscribe or live to the norms, if you want to call it that, of a lot of these westernized countries, of just like, you go to university, come out with massive loads of debt. Fortunately for me, I was in a unique position where I was able to focus and, pay off my debt within my university debt within a very small space of time. Not a small space of time, that's the wrong word to say, but just being focused. And I felt like, for me, a lot of people take a long time to pay off their student loans, because of, jobs and types of salary and all that kind of stuff. But I've been fortunate to be in a position to be able to do that. But anyway, it's so hard for young people, and it's just refreshing to see. And I know people are going to say, well, it's because of the internet, and now you can get remote jobs, and remote jobs are really exploded, really, since COVID. And I think it's really refreshing to see young people now knowing that. And I want my daughter to have the same opportunities, and not think that they have to go to university. If she has to go to university, that's great. But I've kind of gone differently now as a parent, and thinking ahead, and be like, well, I want to be in a situation where she doesn't have to take loans. So, we're fortunate in our position that, we've got certain avenues where we will be able to help our children in terms of having options, and not, having to take out loans and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the main purpose of this video really was just to point out how good it is for young people now to really take things into their own control, and be like, you can get a remote job. You don't have to be stuck living in London, because London is crazy now. When you look at all the knife crime, and just the crime rate, It's really ridiculous, and I've seen particularly on YouTube that there's quite a lot of young people now. They're going to places like Asia where crime is low, um, um, uh, respect, moral values, family values are high. Because let's be honest, in the UK, most of the Western world is not that high. There's a lot of things going on, and people don't really know where people's values are anymore. Let's just be brutally honest. And I've seen videos of like young people, even females, going to places like Thailand, and in your mind you're thinking, "What? Are you sure? It's crazy. It might not be safe, but it's completely safe." And people they're living in like they call them condos over there, where you have like a basketball court, a swimming pool, and if you need to take a ride into, if you want to go to the nearest train station, they've got a bus that can pick you up. They have remote working spaces, and this is all over places in Thailand, by the way, where a lot of these sort of like a lot of high rise apartments are are being built, are blowing up. And it's not just young people, it's families. I know another family that they've just packed up, they sold all their things in the UK, and they just literally travel from place to place, South America, UAE, the Caribbean. And we're seeing a lot of young families also start to do that, because it's just this whole traditional thing we've been taught about. You go to school, go to university. I'm not saying any of that is bad. You can do that absolutely if that's your choice, but people are breaking those norms because people are realizing, well, first of all, if I want to build wealth, I can't do it if I stay in the UK. Because look at now what's happening with Rachel from accounts. She's thinking of putting income tax before, and this is all things that we was totally contradictory to what we were told before, that Labour would come in, they wouldn't raise any taxes. They raised taxes probably 2-3 times in the last few years. And let's be honest, things are just not getting any cheaper. And I think as people, as sensible people, professional people, people with a desire to live a better life, we should all be thinking strategically about what we want to do for our future. Because I tell you what, staying in the same old uh, way of life, working and thinking that you need to get like a promotion and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't think that's the way to go anymore. I think it's really about being strategic and thinking about it sensibly as a family, or as a person, just thinking, where can I be that's going to help me build for my future? Anyway, something for you guys to think about. Happy Sunday, happy Monday. Eventually, have a great week. Keep winning, keep thinking. Be strategic. Before I go, one last thing: if you're watching this video, please do click the subscribe button. This channel is all about me just sharing my thoughts about what I'm thinking. I try and be a strategic person as much as I can, but yeah, this is just me just sharing normal day things, mental talk. Come along with me on my journey. Mental talk with Mr. T. Peace. See you soon.